right, so as you guys can see by the title, we're gonna talk about how to gain peace and cut distractions. So I wrote down some notes on my other phone. I'm currently walking. We got fireworks all around. I'm in the middle of nowhere. No, I'm not in the middle of nowhere. I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio, by mansions. But we're going to this 4th of July thing, and I'm walking, but I need to make a video. So I'm gonna make a video and motivate y'all. It's gonna be a walking video. But listen, wrote down some notes. We're gonna start with the first note. Stay alone for a little while and focus on improving yourself. So listen, if you want to reach success or reach great things in life, sometimes you gotta stay alone for a little while. Sometimes you gotta cut out all the distractions. You gotta cut out your friends who are unproductive and not doing productive things. Because sometimes when you got unproductive people around you, they're gonna harm you. If you got productive people around you, they're gonna help you. So, for example, let's say you hang around productive basketball players who are doing great things. Then you're gonna sit there and get productive results if you're a basketball player. That's just for example. So in conclusion, you are who you hang around. If you don't have nobody good to hang around, just hang around by yourself. All right, second thing, stay off your phone as much as possible. By you staying off your phone as much as possible, that helps you focus on things that matter and focus on getting things done. So for example, if you want to work out for the day, by you scrolling on Instagram and TikTok, getting gym motivation, rather than you actually doing it, that's not going to work. For some fact that you're not taking any action. But if you take action, you go to the gym, you actually work out, and then you want to go scroll on TikTok as a reward or whatever it is, you can. But just scrolling on TikTok just because you want to get motivation is not the way you do it. You got to gain discipline. Discipline is pretty much doing it whether you feel happy or not, or whether how you feel about doing it. But second thing, all right, third thing, some of the best moments of your life happen when you're not distracted by a phone. And that's the fact. If you think about a lot of the memories you have, most of the time, it's not on your phone. You usually gain a lot of memories when you're off your phone. For example, you might have a memory at the beach. Most likely, you wasn't on your phone. You might have a memory with your family. You might have a memory with your friends, whatever it is. I guarantee most likely, you was not on your phone. Strategy goes to show, if you want to live a happier life, stay off your phone. Don't look at what everybody else are doing. Because listen, when you look at everybody else on Instagram and all social medias, you might look and see that they living a better life than you. But comparison is the thief of joy. When you sit there and focus on what other people are doing, you're going to start comparing yourself to them. And you're going to be like, I'm not doing enough. My life isn't as good as it's supposed to be. But if you think about it, they just showing a highlight reel. They're showing the good parts of their life. They're not showing the bad parts. You don't see them crying. You don't see them down bad. You only see them happy. So don't base everything off of social media. Focus on and focus on having good times and making good times by being off your phone. Another thing, some of the most moments of your life happen when you're not off your phone. I think the best time of my life when I didn't have my phone. That is a fact. I had one of my best moments by myself with no phone. I used to go on walks. I literally used to go on walks by myself almost every day. Just think about different things. I was thinking for at least an hour, at least. I just thought about how to be successful, how to start different things. I thought about making a clothing brand before I made it. But it was made, and I thought about the things on the walk. I thought about ways to make money, ways to improve my life, ways to improve myself. I haven't thought about different workouts. Because listen, when you're by yourself, for example, when you're in a setting where you by yourself, no phone, just walking and just thinking, you tend to come out with great ideas. For example, you might think of a new workout idea. You might think of a new business idea nobody has had. So it helps you get flowing. You have no distractions. You have nobody around you to sit there and talk things in your ear and just say unproductive things in your ear. Or just take you off of the thinking pattern. Because when you're with somebody, most of the time, you're usually not really thinking. Because you don't have time to think for yourself or think for real because you're too busy listening to what the other person's saying. But if you're by yourself and you're just walking and you're just thinking, then you proceed to, learn more and gain more knowledge, actually retain your ideas. And also a good way to make those walks actually rememberable is writing down the things that you think of. Because when you write down the things that you think of, you can look back and be like, yo, I can do that because I wrote it down. And then you remember it, you do it, and then you realize, yo, that was a great idea, or yo, that was a bad idea, or that was a good idea, but I need to improve it. That's a lot of things. A lot of successful people, they think is they have good ideas, they fail, or it don't go how it's supposed to go, and then boom, they retry it. So that means it's a good idea, but you just gotta retry it or improve it. But another note I wrote down was, back then I was purely focused on becoming better. And that's the fact. The reason I was purely focused on becoming better, I didn't have my phone for, I think it was a month. It was a little minute, I don't know. And when I didn't have my phone, I was at the most peace I ever had because I was just focused and locked in purely on success and thinking about new success ideas, ways to improve. Just try it out. Try it for a week. No phone. unless you do social media, then you can't really do that. But you can try to be on your phone less. So you just, my fault. You can just post. As soon as you post, you just turn off your phone. That's it. I ain't gonna lie. But let's see. What's some more notes I wrote down? When I was doing that, I was meditating daily. I was working out consistently. I was joining my own company and peace of mind. There's no stress and no comparing myself to anyone. So again, like I just said, I was locked in. And you're gonna be locked in most of the time. You can't be around people. You gotta be by yourself, isolated. When you isolated, you get some of the most stuff you ever got done. You become the most consistent you ever been. When you're around people, they tend to knock you off your balance, knock you off your path that you're trying to reach. So you gotta make sure you just go by yourself, think, do the things that you need to do. Don't think too much, because if you think too much and don't do no action, that's gonna mess up your progress. You're gonna have no progress. But if you sit there and actually get what you need to get done, and then you go think, and you go on that nice walk and just clear your brain, and that will help you. And that will be a good way. That could be a reward. After you get done completing all these actions, you can quit it quicker because you're not gonna spend a lot of time on your phone. For example, when you go to the gym, you might sit there and just scroll on your phone. Instead of you scrolling on your phone, you could be getting it done. You get it done, you're gonna get it done way quicker than if you was doing it with your phone. So once you get done with that, then you can go ahead, go on the walk, and just think to yourself, and just sit there and write down different ideas you have for yourself. But let's see, we got one more. If you have to disappear for a little bit to really level up, do it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you want to reach success most of the time, a good way or a quick way to reach success is isolating yourself from everybody and just locking in and taking action every day. So listen, that's my advice for y'all. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. You made this fun video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We out.